I bet you did not know that you have tuned in to the world's most romantic podcast. Because where else would you want to be the day after you get married? Dan Colachico, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
And what a way to spend your honeymoon.
With cake, though.
All right, there's cake, but he didn't share with the rest of us. So.
No, well, here, you want it? Here.
All right. Well, hey, and for the rest of us, welcome to the Stadium Journey podcast. Thanks for joining us on Dan's honeymoon. Our website, stadiumjourney.com. Connect with us on our social media channels. You can find us on all the sites at Stadium Journey. Audio versions of the Stadium Journey podcast can be found by searching HIAC Talk Radio Network wherever you look for your favorite podcast. If you're looking for a video version of the podcast, you can find those on our YouTube page and our classic back catalog. We can actually say we have classic episodes. We've been doing this for over 5 years now, believe it or not. You can still find those at vocnation.com. And if you want to be part of our live studio audience, join us every other Tuesday night at 7 Eastern at danlaw.tv. And the gang is all here tonight. Dave Cotney's with us. Follow him at ProFan9. Mark Viquez is on the internet at Ballpark Hunter. The married guy, Dan Colachico, is here. You can follow him at danlaw83. And I'm Paul Baker. Follow me at PuckmanRI. And tonight we are going back to the ballpark. I know our last episode was about minor league baseball, but we like baseball so much. We're back again this week. We're going to talk about some of the best ballparks you're going to find anywhere. We're talking about the biggest league in the minor leagues. In any league, there's no other league bigger than the 20 teams of the International League. So I think, excuse me, we can qualify ourselves as experts about the International League because I think the three of us have all been to a majority of the parks.
18.
18? You got me beat. I've been to 16. And Dave, how about you? What's your number?
David.
He didn't count them before.
15-ish.
Okay. That's good. Right, because you've got Jacksonville before they were AAA.
Yeah, I have a double A.
Yeah, I have a few before they became. Yeah, I had a few before they became AAA, which helps out.
And I think we hit the whole league between the three of us. So we're gonna count down the stadiums and talk about each one. We're gonna count them down Stadium Journey style from 20 down to 1, and we have Casey Kasem here to join us.
Number 1.
Number 10.
Number 20. All right, we're going to start at number 20. We're going to jump right into it because 20 ballparks, I know with us, it'll take us a little while to cover all. So we're going to start right off going by the Stadium Journey's patented fanfare system, coming in at number 20 as the worst ballpark in the International League. Share your thoughts, gentlemen. Share your thoughts, studio audience. The Gwinnett Strippers.
Doc! Don't hit me, Lloyd.
The Gwinnett Stripers. I'm kidding.
Stripers. The one I have not been to, so.
I was there when they were Brave.
Yeah.
Before they were Strippers, when they were Brave.
That's right. I was there when they were the Braves also.
Yeah, it's just dull. There's just not much I mean, it's not awful. There's just not much there, and it's a
nice ballpark. It's nice and shiny and clean and new.
Fine.
But it doesn't have a soul.
There's nothing that jumps out at you.
Yeah. I went there during their first season, which was what, 2013, 2014?
When was I there? Jeez.
So my biggest gripe was, the ballpark itself was nice enough. It's got the captive parking, which is always a black mark in my book. The only place to park is in their lots that you have to pay for. And there was nothing at all in the neighborhood. So you got off the exit, you drove down about a mile or so, and there's the ballpark, and that was it. I'm assuming there is more stuff there now, but I don't know this for sure.
Yeah, they have their own version of the battery now, correct?
What do you call a little tiny? It's only a AAA battery.
Yeah.
Get it AAA. I didn't even
AAA battery.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I think
I was there. Yeah. I was there in 16 and 16. When was I there? No, I was there in 14, and it's fine. It's okay, which I think is a testament to the league, right? Like if this ballpark is the bottom of the barrel, that's saying something. But it was a bit of a trendsetter, wasn't it? Like,
no,
the Braves said, you know what, we don't want to be in Richmond anymore. We want to be at
our
arm's
affiliate
length,
nearby,
and we want to own it, and we want to control it, and we want to. Braves just want to control everything, don't they? And they built their own, and it's in the suburbs. And I think it's one of those deals where they get what they get. They obviously tried to breathe a little bit of life into it when they left the Braves moniker and became the Stripers. I think they had a little bit of merchandise in their eyes, and like it's okay. It's not awful, but
yeah. It's not the bottom of my list. I've been to 17, and I've got it at 12 out of 17. So
well, and that's bottom, but that's the problem when you're the Atlanta Braves and you have the Gwinnett Braves in the same market. That team doesn't really get to stand out. So going with the Stripers name with a new look and a catchy logo is a start. But you're right; it's one of those suburban ballparks, sort of like the Omaha Storm Chasers, kind of middle of nowhere. Sure, It's a nice ball. Yeah, sure, it's a nice ballpark. Yeah, sure, it's a cool place to go to, but I haven't been there yet. I think when I was visiting Lloyd a few years ago, we had a chance, but I think I opted for the Rome Braves just because, just flip the coin. Rome seemed a little like a better destination.
Well, you chose poorly.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it could have been 19.
I like Rome.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming in at number 19, and here's our first surprise. I do not agree with this assessment here, but here it is anyway. Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Blasphemy.
Rail Riders. I was almost called them the Red Barons.
Yeah, those were the days when I used to go leave my grandmother's
maybe the
house.
old Lackawanna County Stadium would have ranked down here by the bottom, but the new PNC field, I think it's pretty damn nice field.
Yeah, it's a nice looking ballpark. It's very well. I love the rock garden in the outfield. I think that's what you call it.
Like the big escarpment. How you're up. What
they included the neighboring
5 or 6 stories in the. I think it's like a mall up there, isn't it?
Oh, up on top of the mountain there. Yeah, there's a mall up there.
Yeah, it's very sleek, very neat. It's in Musica, which is in between Scranton and Wilkes-Barre, right off the interstate. Maybe the location brings it down a bit because once again, there's not a lot to walk to. It's not a downtown park.
No, I did find a new good barbecue place in that little collection of stores.
I know it's near Old Forge, which has they claim they're the pizza capital of the world. Yeah, it's a good looking ballpark. I don't have a problem with it, and unfortunately, we're going up against some really good high class stadiums here, so it's no indication that it's a bad ballpark. It's just the competition's a little fierce.
It's a far cry from where it was. Where it was.
Oh, what it was. Yeah.
It was
the old
huge,
one, which was a slice of Veteran Stadium.
Yeah. Yes. It was a mini Veterans. It looked like the Diamond.
And massive. Like it was massive for a AAA ballpark. Like it was kind of in that capacity where Buffalo was before they shrunk a bit.
Yeah.
Right. Upper deck. I mean, we sat in the upper deck and I think it was just us.
Yeah. Had the whole section.
There weren't too many people in the upper deck, and at that time there weren't too many people in the lower deck either. No. So,
and technically that's the same ballpark. I thought they knocked everything down and rebuilt it.
They knocked it down to the foundation,
but it looks completely different. And there's nothing. Yeah. Maybe the field layout is the same, but
the field's the same.
That's it.
And
total transformation.
They played what? 1 season or 2 seasons as kind of the Empire State.
Yeah, I believe it was
they played home games in a bunch of different cities because I
Rochester and Syracuse mostly
and Pawtucket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we had an extra few games, home games that year. Because
now, do I think the Scranton Wilkes-Barre market is ideal for AAA? I don't know. That's a different story. But as for a ballpark, it's a nice looking ballpark. One that you shouldn't just snub your nose at. I think you'd enjoy it, especially if you're a Yankee fan. It's a modern, sleek, fun stadium, and it's just maybe the location is what some folks may not like.
Yeah, and our fanfare score neighborhood is one of the categories, so yeah, it definitely would not score high on the neighborhood scale, but it is like before we went on the air, Dave asked the question: is it possible to get a high score in neighborhood and access? This one is right off the highway, super easy to get to, but there's not a whole lot around it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 19, Scranton. Number 18, Syracuse. the rechristened Mets.
Yeah, I can see that.
And what their ballpark is named now? I don't remember the name of the ballpark.
Um,
Alliance Bank Stadium, I think.
no, I don't think
Unless
it's
it's been renamed again.
I don't think it's that bank. I think it's a different bank.
It's Oprah Stadium.
It is NBT Bank.
Okay.
Is that still a bank?
NBT Bank Stadium, yes.
So if you've been to a game in Norfolk, you've also been to a game in Syracuse.
I can see that, yeah.
They are basically the exact same ballpark.
Yeah, no, they built around this. One was built, Norfolk was built a little earlier.
Yeah.
Syracuse, I think the problem a lot of folks say is that it's sort of an outdated design and once again, away from downtown.
Yeah,
But,
you're absolutely right. It's out on the fairgrounds.
Yeah, but the Mets, looks like they're putting some money into that because I think they own the team outright and they're making sure they renovate it and make it a little bit better. I have not been there in years, at least 20-some years. Probably the last time I was there is when I was heading up to Toronto to see my ex-girlfriend in London. So
there it is.
That's
the
how
Sky
long.
Chiefs?
They were the Chiefs.
The Sky Chiefs or the Chiefs?
They're either the Chiefs or Sky. I'm going to say it's like at least 1999 or 2000.
Mark's ex-girlfriend moment of the week.
Yeah, so when I was there it was artificial turf. There were Blue Jays affiliate.
Yeah.
There
I think
wasn't
it was
a lot
the Sky
of people
Chiefs
there.
then.
Yeah, it might have been the Sky Chiefs. But
Horrible
yeah,
name.
I'm sure it looks nicer now.
One of the worst oriented stadiums that I've been in. They if you're sitting on the first base side, the sun's going down and it's blinding. To me, one of the things, doesn't matter how good your stadium is. If you don't have it oriented properly and you're blinded by the sun, it's not a good place.
Wrapped up like a deuce.
So yeah, I've been there a few times. I've been there when it was the Sky Chiefs, and I've been there when it was the Chiefs, and I've been there when it was the Mets. And thankfully, I learned from the first time I went and sat on the third base side for the rest of the time. I would say there's a train that goes right back there, which is kind of
neat. That was the Sky Chief. That's why they were called the Sky Chiefs.
Yeah, there's always that that little kid in you that's like, hit the train, $10 for anyone who hits the train. Like that ever happens. And I guess the other thing is the light standards are kind of iconic. They're old school. They're on like the derricks and like almost like oil derricks or whatever. So yeah, that's about it. But again, it's an okay place. It's not spectacular. It's not deep in the heart of Syracuse or anything like that. It's kind of in the outskirts. And I'm okay with it. So it's all right. Their branding as the Mets though is not stellar.
No, you're right. I that's one of this, like in this day and age where everybody's kind of going with a different image and different look and wacky name. Really, the Mets, and you can't even make a nice logo. So 2 strikes against you.
Dan, were you trying to sneak in?
Yeah, let's put the finger up.
Start picking on me. I'm going to start interrupting you guys. Greg has a question.
Go for it.
Hypothesis paradox. At one point in renovations, have you actually built a new stadium?
You know what? This has been answered somewhere in some discussion group I was in. Architecturally speaking, if it still maintains any part of the original structure, it is not a new structure.
Okay. Like Albuquerque claims to be a new structure.
In the case of the ballpark in Musica, they tore it down to the foundation, but the foundation, the ground level remained the same. So therefore, it is not a new structure.
Okay.
So Key Arena is not a
Key Arena is for Seattle, whatever it's called, the climate.
It is not a new stadium, technically. Architecturally
it was
speaking,
down
no.
to the frame.
Architecturally speaking, no, it would not be.
Okay.
By an architect, would not consider that to be a new structure.
Okay. Yeah, because Albuquerque claims to be a new stadium, but then I was told that some of the piping and like the tunnel and one of the dugouts are still from the original building.
Well, I can answer this, Greg. Thankfully, it's not whenever it gets in the name. Because the way banks merge down there and everybody's getting a new name. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
What's next?
All right, coming in at number 17. What's the name of the place? Warner Park, Omaha Storm Chasers.
So this place confused me. So it was, Omaha was always Rosenblatt Stadium, which I never got a chance to go to, and it was essentially shared by the College World Series and the Omaha Royals.
Right, so they got kicked out every year for what, 3 weeks or something like that?
And then it was a big thing how the College World Series was building their own stadium, and then the Storm Chasers were building their own stadium. And I never quite understood why that didn't work. I feel that, Rosenblatt was one of the stadiums that I kind of wish I would have been able to get to, but, Nebraska not being around the corner from me. This one, it was okay. I know you like this one a lot, Paul.
I do.
It felt, this is probably the one stadium that I could walk through and not really know it's AAA. It just feels small. It feels
Really?
like a double A kind of.
I thought it's I thought it was a nice big vast ballpark. I didn't feel like it was
had
a
lots of
double
room.
A. Yeah, lots of room. It had a very different design.
Well, maybe just because like it's dug down, like
it
wasn't
down.
it
Right, you
wasn't
come in at street level and then go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
like,
that's
some of the press boxes and suites are not as predominant. The outfield is very open. I remember there's a lot of rock formations in there where people can sit. There's like sagebrush. There's like a little carnival area. It's a ballpark done very nicely out in the suburbs. Far
way
away
out in the suburbs from Omaha.
I think in Papillon.
Yes.
If I'm saying that right. I'm sure Greg will correct me on that because he did that when Papillion. He did that when we went out there with Meg a couple years ago. But no, it's a big. You know what? It's almost like now I can see that now. Maybe feeling like it's not a AAA ballpark. It's a big area, but it doesn't seem like there's not a lot of structure there. Maybe that's why you think it looks like a AA.
And another one of these ballparks where location matters. There's not a neighborhood at all. Still, the ballpark's at least 10, 15 years old, and there's still nothing in the immediate vicinity. But yeah, I really enjoy this, maybe because it is vast and open, and you can just kind of roam and be comfortable. I don't know. And there's like 20 mascots running around the place too, which is
awesome. That's always fun.
So that is number 17, and there's a nice statue of Bob Gibson greeting you as you walk in.
Yep.
Is Bob Gibson an Omaha native? I would assume that would be the only connection.
Yeah, he went to Creighton.
Okay.
He was a basketball and baseball star there.
So wouldn't he be downtown at Creighton's ballpark?
I don't know where actually Creighton plays.
At the I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, and he's
Ameritrade Park.
He's actually from Omaha. So
okay.
So double connection there. I guess you could put a statue anywhere in Omaha for Gibby.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
All right, coming in at 16, we're going to have a big issue with this one, boys. Toledo, Fifth Third
Oh,
Field.
Man.
That. I like Toledo.
Somebody was a little harsh here on Toledo's assessment in my eyes. Crowd score is much higher. Crowd score is over a 4. So
maybe it was a bad day. That could happen.
Toledo's one of my favorites in this league. It absolutely is. To me, it was a trendsetter. I feel that some major league parks took points off of what Toledo did, namely Petco Park.
Petco, yeah.
How Toledo incorporated buildings that they just couldn't tear down, so they incorporated them into the ballpark, which San Diego did years later with Petco. We just recorded an obstructed views on Toledo not that long ago, which some lazy guy hasn't put together yet. I'm hoping it'll be up next week.
Interesting.
But some of the
guy works 10 hours a day and still edits the episodes. I don't know who did.
I was talking about me.
I know. I'm saying. I was saying how.
Turn around. I got to pat you on the back.
So I think one of the best sets of bronze statues anywhere, really bringing back to that really, romantic kind of innocence of baseball with the kids looking in the knot hole in the stands or in the fence so they can see in, or the statue inside where there's the 5 kids who are trying to catch the ball or whatever. Great neighborhood. I know, Paul, you like the hot dog place that's right there. And hey, when you know what I did after we recorded that Toledo Obstructed Views? I watched like 3 episodes of MASH.
I knew you were going to say that.
But yeah, great spot. To me, it's way higher than that. I think it's like probably my second favorite.
I got it at 2 on my listings. How about you?
Yeah,
Mark?
that's a ballpark I haven't been to in a while, so I would definitely probably have it in my top 10, maybe even close to a 5. So I don't know. Sometimes you go to a ballpark, you could go to the best ballpark in the world, and if it's one of those nights, you may judge it a little bit differently. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but
it is not, as the president
happens.
of Stadium Journey.
Okay, well, since you say. Yeah, so I mean, I've been to Victory Field when there was a rainstorm coming and nobody was there, so I get it. But no, Toledo, I like that
personally.
I like that little right field porch. When I was there, it was a Fricker's chicken wing location. I enjoyed that spot. I love how it's tucked into downtown Henville. They call that neighborhood?
Yep.
And
Hensville. Yep.
That's only a 3-hour drive for me, so maybe I need to take a drive up there. Maybe I need to go back and see how things are, because I think we're getting on at least 17 years since I've been back to Toledo. That doesn't seem like it makes sense, but yeah, some of these ballparks, it's been that long.
The time goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, the time goes. When you try to go to every other ballpark around the country, hey, a little Toledo over here.
Yeah, I was just at a park this week, and I was like, it's been 7 years since I've been here. How did that happen?
Yeah, Columbus Clippers. It'd been 12 years, 13, so hopefully we'll talk about those coming up soon.
And if you're someone who's into like celebrity kitsch and like autographs, go to Tony Paco's right across the street from the ballpark. Whenever they have a celebrity go to Tony Paco's, they have them autograph a hot dog bun. And there are displays of autographed hot dog buns all over the restaurant. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, and I think
and just about the best damn hot dogs you'll have anywhere in the country.
Yeah, and I want to say that I think Corey from Number 6 with Cheese is from the Toledo area. Hopefully I'm getting that right. It's either Corey or Sean, but I think it's Corey. And there's another great hot dog place there. I think it's called, I can't think of the name. There's another great chili dog place in Toledo that I went to. I was there during the winter, but it was, I want to say Rudy's. I'll get back to you. Let's not dilly dally.
That whole downtown Toledo area is very underrated. It's a small downtown, but it's really got a lot of stuff packed into it.
Yeah, no, it's during the summer. During the summer, it's nice, and they have a nice hockey arena.
They sure do. It's really
Rudy's. Rudy's hot dogs. Fine place.
Maybe the construction on the highway is done.
Is that one of those cities that's always under construction?
It seemed like the highway construction was just forever. Driving through Toledo the number of times that I have.
Yeah. And I can tell you this, I have been driving through that area for well over 20 years. I remember from Fort Wayne to Toledo, you went through small little towns, and then eventually it became state roads. Now it feels like it's an expressway all the way from Fort Wayne to Toledo. So yeah, that has changed quite a bit.
All right. And up next at number 15, as a testament to how ballparks have changed over the last 25 years and how impressive the ballparks in this league are. When this next ballpark opened up, it won all kinds of awards, and it was heralded as the greatest thing since sliced bread. And now it only ranks 15th out of the 20 International League parks on Stadium Journey's list. And I don't think any of us would argue with that. And that is Harbor Park in Norfolk.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a nice ballpark, really nice ballpark. And like Dave likes to use the word groundbreaking when it opened. But now it's a nice park.
That's one that I've been to a couple times, and I feel I needed to sit higher than I did. Like it seems like there's not enough height on the seats to actually, enjoy the view of the harbor. Right?
There's not much of a view of that harbor where it is. To be honest with you.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at
You can
my
hear the
old
boats.
pictures, and you can see that it's there, but you don't really see any of the batter's eyes there, and the scoreboard's there, and like I can't see the water or anything like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, the view is always touted as one of its pluses, but to me, the view at Norfolk was always just this one bridge that's stuck open, this one drawbridge that's stuck open.
Yeah,
It's not like you can see the Navy Yard or anything like that from the ballpark. But
I discovered deep fried Twinkies at Harbor Park. So that's
where I had them. I always wondered, where did I get them?
that was good for me.
Deep fried Twinkies are all right.
Yes.
All right. Any other commentary on Norfolk? I mean, we talked about Syracuse basically when they were building their ballpark said, you know what, I like this one. We're going to use this and built the replica.
Well, that's what a lot of teams do. When you go to a lot of ballparks, you say, "Hey, this is just like the ballpark in such and such city."
And then guys like us comment on it. Hey,
Yeah.
we saw the same thing go on in St. Louis, or we saw this in Detroit.
See, we
All
gotta
right.
stop. We gotta stop saying those things because the people that are living in the area don't get to 100 ballparks in their life. So, yeah, we get.
And that's why you tune into the Stadium Journey podcast, people.
Yes, exactly.
And get out to 100 ballparks.
Because we're educated like that.
Just got to 20.
Fire it up. What do we
All
got?
right, coming in at number 14, Louisville Slugger Park in where else? Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah,
A little low for my taste on this one.
yeah, that's going through
I like
renovations.
this one.
That's going through some renovations, so things have changed. I just have to get my lazy butt down there. But we did have a pandemic that kind of screwed things up the last 2 years. So, Dave, you said you like this place? You like it?
I mean, you good view, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The bridge is going across into
The bridge going across.
into Iowa.
I
mean Ohio.
I like
Indiana.
That's a long
The
bridge.
Ohio River.
I like Pee Wee Reese out front.
Mhm.
Probably I'm trying to think. One of the best baseball museums is right around there. The Louisville Slugger Bat Museum, great place. I love that place. I enjoyed Louisville overall.
Louisville's a great city.
I really like this one.
I like how they retcon the old train station to make it the entry plaza. And it's got the great 360-degree concourse with great views across the river. And you can catch the action from anywhere on it. Comfortable seating. I really like this ballpark as well.
Yeah, I would say the only problem I have with Louisville is that attendance has been down quite a bit the last few years in comparison to places like Indianapolis, Columbus, Nashville. It's a little bit of a shocker. At one time, those tickets were extremely affordable. Parking is not bad. It's a fun ballpark. I always compare it to Indianapolis. They're like two brothers fighting with each other with me for attention. I can tell you this about Louisville. There have been some changes. We have not done a review yet. I will be there hopefully in a few weeks. That's my plan to check things out there. But what I like about Louisville is their sense of history. When you go into that old railroad depot that is now the main entrance at a hall for special events, they have trophy cases with their American Association Championship banners and jerseys and player photos. It's just wonderful to see that. They have great food there. They have beautiful views. It's easily accessible for a downtown location. We talk about that.
Yeah.
It's right off the interstate. And you're right, Louisville Slugger Museum is right up the road. Next to the stadium, inside the stadium, is Against the Grain Brewery / barbecue. So you got this wonderful smell of barbecue coming out. Louisville is a fun place to be. It's a foodie town, some great neighborhoods. You can pair that with a trip to the Derby. You can pair that with a trip to see the Louisville Cardinals play baseball at Patterson Stadium, another fun little place. So to me, this is a fun little ballpark. and hopefully the renovations have changed it for the better, and we'll find out. It's a great baseball city. It's just a great city, period. If you have not been to Louisville, contact me. I'll tell you what to do there. It's a fun town.
And the downtown is just a couple blocks away from the ballpark.
And bourbon, plenty of bourbon tours. Come on, come to Louisville.
All right. This segment sponsored by the Louisville Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
All right, coming in at number 13, the Memphis Redbirds, one of the 4 ballparks on this list I have not been to.
Yeah, I was there when it was like 36 degrees, so it wasn't, but it was fun. Go ahead, Dave.
I got nothing. It's on my I wish I get to go there someday list.
I had some of the best barbecue in the press box there. They served as rendezvous barbecue. They charged us money for the food, $4, but it was worth it. Yeah, rendezvous barbecue. I don't know if they still give the press people that, but my God, did they spoil us. I was there during a cold stretch. It was 70 degrees the night before at Jackson, the West Tennessee Diamond Jacks, and then Cold Street came in, and everybody's bundled up in blankets for the home opener, I believe. But it's a great stadium. It's downtown. It's compact. That was 2007. I can't tell you what it looks like now, but I liked it, even though it was cold. You kind of wish you were there on another night. I remember the outfield had this huge hill to sit on, which I thought was a little bit odd. But it was done in a very retro chic style. They had a little plaza outside that. Every time you see a picture of that stadium it's that old baseball logo they had with the guy with the bat. So that definitely made it stand out with.
Is that the one where you go underneath the player?
Yeah, you go underneath his legs. Yeah, it's like the Colosso roads you're walking under. But I enjoyed it, even though it was a cold, frigid night. I knew I was in a very special place, and was really happy to be there. Memphis is. I don't remember the neighborhood around it per se, but Memphis is a 7-hour drive for me, so don't know when I'll be back there. I used to have a friend who lived there. Used to visit him on an annual basis, so not anymore.
All right, so that's number 13. Number 12 will be the first one, and I'm sorry, fans of this team. I would say is ranked too high. We got it. Number 12, we got the Iowa Cubs, Principal Park.
Oh, yeah. Great neighborhood.
Which is now
awesome.
the granddaddy of the International League, I believe.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, great. Like you said, great neighborhood. I'm sorry to cut you off there. Downtown Des Moines, a very underrated
fun
city
times
for visiting. We actually had a Stadium Journey convention there a couple years ago.
Yeah, who knew we were going to have that much fun? I didn't even want to stay in Des Moines. I wanted to go to Carrollton that night to look at a ballpark 90 miles away. I'm like, heck, having fun here.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa was all right. It was, I mean, the view was different. It was interesting.
You've got the state capitol far off in the
state capitol.
People talk about that view. Go ahead. Sorry.
There are some on this list that, just size-wise feel like they're kind of a step up. And Iowa just felt a little bigger than some of these other ones. Like to compare, Omaha and Iowa, like Iowa just felt a whole lot bigger to me. And I don't know what the capacity difference is.
I think it is bigger.
But it
Omaha
just
is
felt
a smaller one.
It felt bigger.
Yeah, Iowa is fine. Iowa, I think it's just a product of when it was built, and it was built in the 80s, and we're comparing it to brand new ballpark. So, in some ways, it's going to come up short. It's again, we're going to say it. You're going to hear it again. It's a nice ballpark. Just for me, just didn't do it. And the people. Oh, when we went there, the people took such great care of us. And after a game, there are probably a good dozen places within a 5-minute walk that you can go and have a great night and cap off your evening in Des Moines.
Well, the bait shop was one place. They had that retro beer lounge. Yeah, the neighborhood is what saves it. I think the parking's a little high. I want to say it's about $10 to park at the stadium. There was that other place we went to across. Wasn't the river. I don't know. I don't think you liked it.
Oh, that was terrible. That place.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought that was a fun place.
Mullets. No, it was not good. Oh, did Mark freeze or did I freeze?
I think Mark froze.
All
No,
right.
I had a blast there. That's in the neighborhood. The neighborhood's a lot of fun. I think Des Moines is a great place to be during the summer, not the winter, or not when there's a torrential downpour that floods every known street out of downtown. That you have to wait until the
Boy,
water
did we get caught in the rain that
crest.
night. Yeah.
But you're right. It's one of those ballparks where everything is behind the grandstand, sort of like Norfolk and Syracuse and Rochester. They talk about that state capitol being this great view. It's okay. I mean,
It's way off.
It's
not
no
like
Charlotte. It's not even the Marriott in Indy. It's okay. It's okay. It's a good park to have fun. Yeah.
It's
And
a
if
fun
you're a Cubs-
ballpark, and
Yes.
if I had a ticket, I would go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who am I kidding? If I had a ticket to watch a wiffle ball game in my backyard, I'd go. All right, coming in at number sorry, James, if we said any bad part about your beloved Cubs, man, they were awesome. All right, coming in at number 11, up from the Double A, promoted to Triple A, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah, I mean, I went eons ago when they were the
Yeah.
Suns and they were Double A. It was so long ago we got Mike Stanton bobbleheads. That was before Mike realized that his name was really Giancarlo.
Oh,
so,
wow. Going way back.
Yeah, it was quite 2011 we went. Nice enough park. I don't nothing really jumps out at me about it. That's one of the things I found about the venues in Jacksonville. They're kind of close together.
Right.
The arena is close to the ballpark, and the football stadium is kind of across the way. It's not they're all pretty close together. The exteriors are nice enough looking that they don't look like they don't belong or anything like that. And then the inside, honestly, this was my first Double A game ever. So, it was pretty good. And let's face it, it makes a whole lot more sense for the Marlins to be in Jacksonville than wherever the heck they were last, Vegas or whatever. So, good on them.
Yeah, I was there when it was called the Baseball Grounds of Jacksonville, which was a very unique name. And it, as with a lot of ballparks in Florida, it rains, and you get after 5 innings, the game was over. But everybody was hanging out because it was $2 beer night. So we were drinking Yuengling and Coors Light and Bud Light. So it was one of those odd times where it was lively. There was a lot going on in the concourse, just not on the baseball field. I like this stadium. I thought it had some quirky features to it, and that was. I think I drove from Orlando just to see the game up there, and drove back later on through some major traffic because of an accident on I-95. But yeah, no, I enjoy this ballpark. It's one of those ballparks, like I said, it's been 16 years since I've been there, so I'm sure things have changed. But I did like this. It would probably make my top 10 of AAA ballparks. It was never supposed to be a AAA ballpark, but maybe that's why it stands out, because like Durham, it was a lower level, then it moved up and was renovated a bit. So yeah, it would make my top 10. I can see that there.
All right, so now we are going to enter Stadium Journey's top 10. So coming in at number 10, Frontier Field, Rochester Red Wings.
I don't know anybody who likes that place as much as I do.
yeah, everybody loves Rochester. We're talking about.
I love Rochester. Just
Hot plates,
so homey. The food there is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think, and maybe this is a plus, maybe this is a minus. To me, this is a plus. I'm not sure if they sell the same thing in any two concession stands. The variety there is fantastic. They've been around forever, so the history is unbelievable. And the story behind the Red Wings is great as well. Just a spot that I have on my now the border is open and I'm going to get out to some ballparks again list.
and rightfully so.
You were talking about the food, Dave. I can tell you that when I worked for the Paw Sox, when they wanted to think about adding some new menu items, they would send the director of concessions up to Rochester, and he'd go snoop around up there and come back with some new ideas. Well, at Rochester, they did this. And then a few weeks later, it would show up on our menus. Yeah, and I like
Way to
Frontier
do
Field
it.
as well. We were talking about Omaha being one of those ballparks where you feel like you can spread out a little bit. I get that same feeling in Rochester. My
Yeah.
only complaint would be that the seating bowl is a little flat. So if you're sitting behind somebody who's tall or maybe like Marge Simpson, you're not going to see as well. But otherwise, I think it's a fantastically done ballpark. I would not
Well,
want to be there in April though.
no. Well, I wouldn't want to be at most ballparks in April. It's just starting to hit 80 degrees here in Indiana. So thankfully. Yeah, and Rochester is sort of one of those older designs. Everything is behind the seating bowl, but they make it work because of the neighborhood and the fans and the history and the food and the wacky promotions and they have different themed promotional nights that are a little bit above what you get at some other ballparks. So I wish I lived closer to Rochester. I would love to check out some more Red Wing games. Those are one of those places you just wish you spent more time in.
All right. Yeah. So and think about it. We're all glowing in our remarks about Rochester. This is the middle of the pack. This is number 10.
Yeah, it gets better, folks.
All nowhere
Who
to go
will
but
be
up.
number one?
Well, just to think, we've got 20 ballparks, and the fanfare score on the top 13 was a 4 or higher on a scale of 5. This goes to show you what excellent ballparks are in this league.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 9, Victory Field, Indianapolis Indians.
Okay, I could. Yeah,
Homer review.
number 9. That was a number 1, and I've
Oh,
never.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I've never said Victory Field is one of my all-time favorites. It's up there. Victory Field, when it first opened, Bob Costas said it's like the best ballpark in the country, and people still say that. So, it's amazing how people hold on to things. Victory Field, downtown, not extremely close to bars and restaurants as you think it is, but it's the place to be during the summer. It's one of the stadiums that continues to be number 1, number 2, number 3 in all of baseball attendance in the minor leagues. The lawn seating is probably one of the best in the business. They upgraded their food. They have some great homemade burgers and tenders and tots. Few complaints. One of the complaints I have is their gift shop is too damn small. I wish they had more craft beer. They have an exclusive partnership with Sun King Brewing, which is an Indianapolis-based microbrewery. I get it. They probably gave them an offer they couldn't refuse. They don't have Thirsty Thursdays, which maybe that's a state of Indiana thing, or happy hour. There's something that they can't have because of a state law, but it's a cool place to be, and it's just a cool ballpark. It's much different than the guys in Columbus and Louisville and Durham and St. Paul, but it's a friendly location. The parking used to be a little bit cheaper. Now it's getting a little bit pricey. That's it's right across it's near the zoo. It's near the White River Amphitheater. It's close to some museums, but it's a great destination to be. And I don't know anybody that lives in Indianapolis that doesn't want to spend 1 or 2 nights during the summer there watching fireworks or just enjoying some time out with friends. So it does what it needs to do. And definitely in my top 10.
Well, it's in Stadium Journey's top 10 as well at number 9.
Number 9, yeah.
And is there a better neighborhood for any of these ballparks than the one in Indianapolis? Be tough to beat it.
I mean, Durham, St. Paul, Charlotte.
I look at
Okay.
Victory Field, and it is kind of an example. There's a few on this list of a minor league ballpark in a major league stadium or in a major league city.
Yeah,
and it just fits. It's it doesn't feel small. It feels like it belongs.
Yeah, and once again, great history in town. And I wish that's another complaint. I wish they showed a little more history like they do in Columbus and like they do in Louisville. Indianapolis, flaunt it. You have the players hanging up, former players hanging up on the concourse. But go crazy, guys. Show your championship banners. Show some more uniforms. Those are all upstairs in the suites, which Dave and I have talked about. Paul and I have talked about. They always put the best kind of memorabilia in the suites. Put that on. Yeah. Put that on. Yeah, nobody can see it. Put that on the deck. I mean, some of the greatest players of all time have come through Indianapolis. I want to say there's like 15 or 20 Hall of Famers who started their careers here or who were part of the Indianapolis Indians tradition. Tell people about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
And speaking of great players in Indianapolis, that's where I met Fergie Jenkins. So I'll always remember Indy for that reason.
I met him in Rockford, Illinois.
He makes the tours.
Yeah,
My father-in-law went to school with him. So
yeah, no, he's a great guy. I had a 10-minute conversation with him. So yeah.
That's like right above me here. Stanley from The Office there. Leslie Baker. He does the tour of the ballparks, minor league ballparks every year. I mean, I ran into him in Lowell, and I ran into him in Springfield, and he's going to be in Hartford this week. So he just makes the rounds. All right. So coming in at number 8, I guess this is the one I'm going to talk about. Polar Park, the new home of the Worcester Red Sox.
Homer review. Homer review.
The second park I have not been to. So go take it away, Paul.
How can it be a Homer review? I am an anti-fan of Polar
here's
Park.
a solo hit from Paul Baker.
So, again, it goes to show you the quality of the ballparks in this league. Polar Park, the most expensive ballpark, minor league ballpark ever built, with a final price tag of $159 million, and it's number 8 on our list. All right, this ballpark breaks a lot of molds. I mean, it's a very controversial park, not just for its price tag, the way it looks. It's not. We talk a lot about the new cookie cutter version of the ballpark, the red brick and the green seats. Polar Park blew that notion out of the water. It's very industrial looking. It looks like it's covered on the outside with light blue aluminum siding, and it's all blue inside. The walls are blue, the seats are blue, everything's blue. It's a bandbox. It is in a tiny footprint, so balls have been flying out of here. Worcester probably averages 8 or 9 runs a game, it seems. But it's got a lot of real good stuff going for it. The connection, they have worked hard, the Woo Sox, to build a connection with Worcester. And inside the stadium, the concessions are all locally based. Mm-hmm. You've got your top Worcester institutions all have stands. The Wonder Bar Pizza, George's Coney Island hot dogs, Polar Table Talk pies, Polar Beverages, the sponsor of the stadium. That's what you find when you do the concessions. Of course, the local craft beers. All the beers there are all local. So they've really built that Worcester feeling, and it's only a 2-year-old ballpark. This is its second season. So, but it's doing a lot of great things already for the city of Worcester and really revitalizing. You talk about a ballpark being a catalyst for a neighborhood. They put this ballpark in what was, you used to drive through the streets of this neighborhood, and all you would see would be junkies laying around on the stoops of buildings and stuff. But now there are the restaurants that are there, the bars that are there are now restaurants. They've really upgraded, and this is only year 2. So come back in a couple of years to this neighborhood in Worcester, it's the Canal District, and you're going to probably see some amazing things here. So a nice ballpark, not a perfect ballpark by any means. Like I said, it's way too small, tough to get around the concourse because it is such a small footprint. But they've been really responsive. The changes I've seen from year 1 to year 2 shows that they're really listening to the fans, and I see this ballpark really growing and becoming part of the fabric of the city and just improving. So it's number 8 right now. In a few years, I wouldn't be surprised to see it cracking the top 5. All right, you guys don't have anything to say about Worcester?
No, I haven't. No. I was there before it was built, so last time.
It's no McCoy Stadium, let me tell you.
And that's a good thing. I mean, I love McCoy Stadium, but it needed to be replaced. It's just a shame that Rhode Island politics got in the way. And, for a lot of Rhode Islanders, this is no different. I'm going to drive 30 minutes that way to Pawtucket, or I'm going to drive 30 minutes that way to Worcester. It just happens where I live to the east of Pawtucket, so Worcester being to the northwest means I've got an extra 45-minute drive to get to a AAA ball game now for the Red Sox. So that's a me problem, not a they problem. All right, so coming in now at number 7, Nashville Sounds. Is that AutoZone Park?
No, it's First Tennessee. I think it's. Well,
they used to be AutoZone, or is that
First Horizon? AutoZone is Memphis.
First Horizon.
I knew I'd mess that up.
Yeah, it was First Tennessee. Now it's First Horizon. Well, I can tell
I think
you.
this is just you, Mark.
Oh, okay. Well, no problem. I can tell you all about Nashville. I was going to go back in April, but they were expecting a big storm, so PR guy told me not to come. Don't come. We don't want a bad review. Awesome ballpark. Fabulous. It replaced old, outdated Greer Stadium that was in a dud of a neighborhood. And they went into, I believe, the Georgetown district. And my first year, a lot of construction, a lot of stuff going on. And now apartments, some great places to eat, some fun spots to hang out at before or after the game. And this ballpark is just a fun place to be. And the heartbeat is the bandbox, which is in right field. And I have not seen any kind of outdoor place quite like it in AAA baseball. You have a bar, you have their own food, you have table tennis, you have shuffleboard, you have putt-putt, you have giant Connect Four boards, you have the giant guitar scoreboard that just is so iconic to Nashville. Probably one of the most iconic features at a minor league ballpark. A fun place to be, a wonderful time. It is just such a cool place. I wish Indianapolis was a little bit like that at times. It seems like this is one of the hipper ballparks created in quite some time and built on, I believe, the old Soferdell ballpark, which was like the ancestral home of minor league baseball there in the late 1800s. So this place really has done a lot as advertised. I hope to get there this summer. I know I have this giant list of places I want to go. But I've been there about 3 times already, and each time I go there, you see the progress with the neighborhood. One of my favorites, definitely in my top 5 when I was making this list earlier. Go there, you'll have
Dave. You
fun.
haven't been there, right?
No, that's an I wish for sure.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
Nashville. Nashville, the city is amazing.
Yeah, and the city, it's about a little over a mile from Broadway, the downtown part. So. Yeah. Just you're gonna have fun. Nobody goes to Nashville not have fun, unless you hate country music. Yeah, unless you don't like drinking, partying, all that stuff.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, top 5, definitely a top 5, especially on the International League list.
Oh, came in number 7 on the Stadium Journey list. At number 6 is this to me is our biggest Homer review of the bunch. One of my least favorite ballparks in the circuit. I know, Dave, you do not share my opinion, but I'm talking about Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, Buffalo is all that we're talking about here, about how great the International League is. And hey, it's in my bottom third for sure. But it's only in the bottom third in that you're comparing it to other things. And it's not like there's this big, huge gap. So, Buffalo being like the oldest on this list, being built with something totally else, otherwise in mind. It was built for Major League Baseball.
Yep.
It's, again,
I don't see how a Major League crowd could have fit on that tiny concourse.
Well,
well, it was built. Yeah, it was like the old Charlotte ballpark. They were going to renovate.
Right.
It's a minor league ballpark in a major league city, and it fits. So our review probably, it's going to give it props for the neighborhood, which is good.
Yep.
Getting to it is pretty easy. Actually, if we're saying, is there a spot where it's got a high neighborhood, high access? It could very well be Buffalo. It's easy to get to, and it's right downtown, but right at the highway.
You feel like you're going to drive into the outfield when you're getting off that hotel, that highway ramp.
That's true. Great promotions. I mean, I won't bore everyone with my love of Star Wars Night in Buffalo again. But yeah, I think I'm with you. I think it's probably too high. Sometimes you look at the metrics and you go, well, yeah, I guess.
Yep.
But it's a place that I really like. And again, like I said, it's the epitome of what we're talking about with the International League. Like, this is one of the worst stadiums, but it's really it's a great place to go.
Yeah, it's been 20 some years since I've been there, and probably not the person to be talking about it right now. But yeah, it was built downtown. It was built with a design that I think Camden kind of took some notes on. So it definitely is a trendsetter. And it continues to thrive. People love going to a Bison's game. And best of luck to them.
Yeah, and as you all were saying, they built it with major league expansion in mind. They were going to plop another deck on top of it and expand it up to like a 35,000 seat stadium. So it is bigger. I think it's the biggest ballpark in the International League by a long shot. The food screams Buffalo. You can get a beef on weck there. They got the chicken wing races. It really does scream Buffalo. There's some great places to go after the game, get some food. Pearl Street is one of your favorites, Dave, and one of mine
Absolutely.
Also. So, I mean, I say I don't like it, but yeah, I don't like it when you compare it to some of the other ones on this list.
Mm.
So, yeah, geez, what a collection of ballparks these 20 ballparks are. So now we're going to the top 5, boys. And in at number 5, Charlotte Knights, owners of the best downtown view in all of minor league baseball.
Yeah, no, and I finally got to go there last year, and it was worth the wait. Beautiful ballpark, a lot going on there. They have one of the better souvenir shops, team shops. I mean, anything you can think of, they sell there. Well, maybe not as nice as Durham, but a second, I would say, probably after Durham. Yeah, those views are amazing. They're amazing during the day. They're amazing at night. I thought the tickets were affordable. It was $5 to park in the deck next to the stadium, which is unheard of for a major league city, for a AAA ballpark. I didn't think there was anything to do after the game, but then again, it was during COVID, so maybe.
No, I agree with you. The neighborhood is underwhelming there.
Yeah, it's underwhelming. There was a couple homeless people arguing about how the team didn't hit more home runs. They thought they should have hit more home runs than they did. So that was a little interesting as I'm walking back to my car. So, the neighborhood. You're right. The neighborhood could be better. In fact, I've told people, I've been to Charlotte, I think, on 3 occasions to see sporting events. I couldn't tell you what to do in Charlotte, like where to go, what neighborhoods, just because I never did anything there. And I really tried. I tried hard to do something in Charlotte this past year, and for being like a major city, not just, a fly-by-night town. It was underwhelming, but the ballpark is definitely a must-see, and this made my top 5 as well.
I did find. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Sorry, I just have a quick interjection because I don't really remember a ton about this place. I remember wondering how they squeezed this in, right, in a very developed downtown already.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a bigger jump than the Charlotte Knights made from moving from where were they?
Rock Hill, South
Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah.
What
a terrible
downtown?
ballpark that was. Well, not terrible. That was another big, plain ballpark.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it was in South Carolina.
Yeah. Out by the amusement park. I was able to find the last time I went.
Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Yeah. I found this bar on the other side of the park. If you go in on the outfield entrance, there's a big park there. On the other side, there was a couple of bars and restaurants, and I found a decent one over there. But there's not a ton to keep you in the neighborhood afterwards. I had actually been to the site you're asking how it got squeezed in, Dave. I had actually been to that site in 2010 before the ballpark was even considered. It was just a big open lot that the Carolina Panthers used for their pregame stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's nearby.
Because it's only a block away from the football stadium. There's a bunch of buildings. The other side is the football stadium. And the other side of the football stadium is the highway.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just a big empty lot. And we came back, I don't know when we did, 2015. If Pam was here, she could tell me what year, what day, and everything, what the weather was, and what I had for dinner. I think it was 2015, 2016, we went to the ballpark. And it was like, wow, what a change in just these few years. Yeah, that viewpoint from the third base side, it's just breathtaking. You end up missing the game for a little bit. the porch in right field is a pretty cool place to catch the game. You feel like you're right on top of the action. It's got that double-decker deck out in
kind of
right
like Columbus.
field. Yep. So yeah, it is actually my favorite ballpark in the league. So
Okay.
fitting that it's in the top 5.
Yeah.
All right.
No, and I can see that. If you told me Charlotte was your favorite, I would say, okay, good choice. I wouldn't agree with you, but I would understand.
That's why
Oh,
ice
yeah.
cream comes in all those delicious flavors.
Yes, no, it's a fun
Something
place.
different.
It's and like I said, the pricing is something big too because Indy, I think parking for the stadium now is getting to be close to $10, if not 10. And,
Worcester is 20.
Yeah. Oh, what am I complaining about? It's like when I was complaining about the bridge to Louisville being $4. All my friends in Jersey, you know how much I have to pay to go into the city? So
What is that now? Geez, 12, 15?
$12, depending on when you go, whether you have an easy pass for New York or New Jersey. It's you don't know what you're paying.
All right. So continuing in the
price.
top 5 at number 4, Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Iron Pigs. Yes,
Nice
Good
ballpark,
times.
fun ballpark. Another one with no neighborhood around it, though.
No.
This was
Go for
an
it.
interesting one for us. We had done the New York trip, and part of our New York trip was getting out of New York, and we went to the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. And this is when I think my wife was discovering that I was a little bit abnormal, because she kept saying, "We're going where? We're going to see who? The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs." But then, I guess I'm only here because the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs came through. If it would have been a disaster, that would have probably been it. But no, we had a great time there. They had great food there. Probably the first minor league park that I struggled to get tickets, where it wasn't, I could basically pick any seat wherever I wanted. When we went, it was full. So that was different. But yeah, no, we had a blast. We had a blast out there. And, we were, I think we stayed in Newark at that time. And so driving out there was no big deal. It was a couple hours. There's an outlet mall on the way. Played that one smooth. And we enjoyed the Iron Pigs.
Yeah, I like the ballpark. It's a ballpark that a lot of people say is their favorite. I don't think it's one of my top 5s, but it was one of the first ballparks that I saw that was catering to social areas. It had standing room only spots with benches. Yep. It was catering to like the single guy, single girl to come out here and have some fun with your friends. I thought that stood out to me during my first visit there. Beautiful, spacious area. The Lehigh Valley. It's in Allentown, PA, which is part of the Lehigh Valley, and they needed a ballpark there eons ago. There were some attempts earlier, so yeah, it's a place where it's the thing to do in town. They're affiliated with the Phillies, so fans would tell me, "Hey, I'd rather stay here and pay this much than drive down to Philly for an hour and a half and pay for that." So it does what it needs to do. They are creative with their promotions, their jerseys, their ideas, their marketing. So it's also a fun team to have in your backyard. I get a little bit jealous with some of the stuff they do because it's like, yeah, I want to go out there and see it. And if you happen to be in the Lehigh Valley and you are there before the game or after, check out Yakko's hot dogs, the best hot dogs. One of my favorites in the country.
Well,
Yakko's.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out that I am wearing my Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs cap today.
Yes. Is that
not really.
No,
this is the Ottawa Lynx.
Yes.
Which
there you go.
Which were the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs in a previous life.
Yes. Yeah, it seems like we decided all to throw it back a little bit here.
Yeah.
Lehigh Valley, the merchandising that they have done with that squad. One of us on this show referred to it as they consider it the 31st major league team in terms of merchandise with all the stuff they do with the bacon and the
Yeah, they have a great store as well.
Yeah,
And-
the different seating areas are fantastic. I've been there 3 or 4 times and always sat in a different part of the ballpark, and it's a unique experience no matter where you sit.
Did they not kick off the kooky names? I mean, the Mud
believe-
Hens were a little bit weird, but like the Iron Pigs, it's like
Yeah.
Iron Pigs. What the heck? And
They may
then
have.
I think weren't the Iron Pigs the first one to brand themselves as bacon, and then everybody else started branding themselves.
Yeah, it was
food
either
and-
them or Fresno. I was listening to Paul Caputo, Baseball by Design, and he had this conversation with somebody from Lehigh, and yeah, I do think Lehigh were the ones who started all this nonsense, this silliness, this fun at the ballpark.
The fun designed to separate us from our hard-earned cash in our wallets.
Yeah.
What else did I
And it
mention about
works.
Lehigh Valley?
It works. There's people that buy hats, never step foot in the ballpark. give me your hat. Here's my money.
All right, so that's number 4. So if you've been keeping score, you know which 3 ballparks are left. Let's see. So coming in
I
at number
do.
3, the Columbus Clippers.
Oh yeah, just went there last week.
Yeah, that's the score in these rankings are reflective of your review, Mark.
Okay.
It
Oh yeah,
move.
that's right. It's up already.
I have
No,
I have a real soft spot for the Columbus Clippers because on July 30th, 2014, I, along with my children and my wife, saw Tyler Cloyd throw 9 innings of no-hit baseball. So yeah, going there, and my kids were kind of like, "Well, can we go?" It was like the end of our trip. We were home the next day. It's 13-0. Can't we go? I'm like, no!
It's a no-hitter. This game's so boring. Nothing's happening, Dad.
Yeah. It's Columbus, I had not been there quite some time, and I'm glad I went back because I was like, wow, this is a fun place. It doesn't wrap around. The stadium does not wrap around because it comes up to Nationwide Street. So you have to exit and scan your ticket back in. That's very, very different in today's AAA ballparks. And then on the outside of the street, you can look in, kind of like in Hartford. You can look in through some screens at the game, and you have people just lined up there. And when my video is ready to post, you'll see all the people just lining up and watching. Great.
You can't see inside from Hartford.
Yeah. Oh, they can't see? I thought they can see through the... Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Anyway.
Maybe one spot. I don't know. But
There's one spot I thought you can look. Maybe you can't. So anyway, one thing I noticed about Columbus is that it has this like nice little open air concourse. It's just this
very different design.
Yeah, brick, and they have these little fun facts about pitching and speed and batting, which I think has been part of that stadium from the get-go. There's the outfield area reminds me of a little downtown park with trees and benches and grass areas to sit on. They have a double deck rooftop views, which I did not go in. Unfortunately, I was so busy that day going to all these different venues in Columbus. Some great spots for beer, nice selection of food, tons of merchandise. They also honor their history quite well. If you go inside there into the gift shop, there's all the banners of all the teams that have played in Columbus. Just a fun, great, magnificent ballpark in some ways. I sort of liked it a little bit better than Indianapolis. I hate to say that, but it shot up my list of great ballparks, and parking I think was $4 in one spot behind, I think, because center field is sort of the main entrance of the main drag. So I think there's a parking spot for $4. And then once the Columbus Crew start playing, it goes up to $25. So yeah, one of my favorites. It probably ranks number 3. I would say this would be number 3 for me. Because I know the next 2 that are coming up, and those would be 1 and 2. Yeah, fun place to be. Great little neighborhood. You can see baseball, soccer, and not even have to move your car. That's just how convenient it is. So it makes for a nice little trip.
And stop at a couple nice restaurants while you're there.
Yes, and hockey. There's a hockey game going on. You could do that too. I don't know if that ever works out, but
I had it at 3 as well.
Okay, yeah. No, it's a great place, and I need to go back more often.
For our family, this is a very divisive ballpark. I love it. Pam hates it.
Really? Why does she hate it?
Because it's different. And we were also the day we went there. We've only been there once. She loves the hockey arena, by the way, but she just didn't like the baseball park. We were there, and there was a tornado warning, so it actually felt like we were going to get blown out of the ballpark that day.
Welcome to the Midwest.
You've got those seats up on top, the roofs there. You got that big gift shop, and then there's a seating section up on top of it.
Yeah.
You've got, like you said, the double deck in right field where you can leave and kind of like do the knot hole gang. Yeah, but the concession stands is what I really remember about that ballpark. The open concession stands where you can still watch the game while you're in line.
Yes.
It's I can't think of another ballpark that does that.
They're like set up like islands almost.
Yes. Islands.
You know, I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right.
So it's not like the stadium with an open concourse where you just happen to be there and you can still see. These are, because it's not an open concourse design, but where the concession stands are, it opens up, and the stand itself is an island. And while you're in line, you can be on line on either side of the island and still watch the game.
Still see the game, yeah. Whereas your back's not turned like maybe at Indianapolis or Louisville, or St. Paul.
All right, so that's Columbus, number 3. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like the downside would be it doesn't have the 360 concourse, but hey, if that's the only flaw in a ballpark design, hey, they can't all be the same. Then we'd all
no, and very cheap tickets. I think $8-9 for adults, which is insane in AAA these days.
Yeah,
a lot of places are going up over $10 now.
We were talking about underrated downtown areas. Columbus too, great city to visit.
Yeah,
if you're a foodie like I am, some good stuff, man. You can go down to Schmidt's and stuff your face, or
which I've not been yet to.
The Autobahn.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Oh.
All right. So let's move on before I start getting hungry here. All right. At number 2, the Durham Bulls. Durham Bulls Athletic Park comes in at number 2 with a fanfare score of 4.57 out of 5.
This is my favorite. This is my number 1. If you like the movie, then you're all in. It's one of the first. I mean, I guess from a Stadium Journey perspective, it was one of the first places that I got into the press box, and they were super great people in there. The beat writer was telling me stories about him and Dave Van Horn, who was the TV guy from the Expos, and going down St. Catherine Street in Montreal at the bars and whatnot. There's just a lot there. This place introduced me to a lot of concepts. Finding the bricks, like go find the Crash Davis, doubles leader brick somewhere. The Blue Monster, which maybe Paul thinks is stealage. The big bull with the that's with the smoky nose and the grass and all that. Tobacco Road was probably the first restaurant like that looked right into the ballpark that I had really been at, outside of what was at Rogers Center. Just a really nice design. It felt big. It felt important to be there. It just a fantastic place.
Yeah, Durham. I used to always say St. Paul was number 1, and I went to Durham last year for the second time, and I was like, wow, it's maybe number 1 now. It is an awesome place. This place always felt more than a AAA ballpark. It felt like Major League style. I didn't say it. I'm not going to say it's Major League, but it felt a little bit bigger, more prestigious than being a AAA ballpark. A lot of great places to sit. It has a different kind of funky little design. Great pizza. They have their own brewery there. Great, yeah. That's pizza slice was amazing that I had there. They bring food trucks out of the outfield. The Snortin' Bull is another iconic feature in AAA ballpark. They have just a fun downtown environment. The old tobacco factory behind is a cool place to hang out before or after the game. And you're right, the Durham Bulls. I mean, one of the most popular minor league baseball teams in the country. One of the best, if not the best, better souvenir shops. This is if you're not having fun at a Durham Bulls game, then you're not a baseball fan. You must be in a bad mood. I love this place. Was very giddy going to the game last year. I could have went to a new ballpark to see a game, and I said nope, want to do Durham because I need to go back. It's been too long, and it was worth the visit.
And you have a really good chance of seeing a really good team because I don't even think it's arguable that the Rays have the best minor league system, period. They always seem to be, bringing up guys out of nowhere. So, and they come through Durham. So,
yeah.
And if you're a fan of the movie Bull Durham, the old ballpark that they filmed the movie at is just a couple miles up the street. And that's when you're in town, that's always worth stopping by. Gives you the old nostalgic feelings. Yeah, I can't. There's not much I can add to what you guys both said. Fantastic ballpark, one of the best in the league. Obviously, it landed at number 2 on our list. So, for those of you keeping score at home, you know which team is left. Brand new to the International League. We're talking about the site of the 2022 Stadium Journey Convention, the St. Paul Saints. Ballpark I'm looking forward to going to. I have not been there yet.
Oh, you haven't been there yet?
I'm
No,
with you.
I'm
I'm TBA, TBD.
No, St. Paul. I love this ballpark, and it's up there. It's number 1 or 2. It depends how I'm feeling. Of course, I was there when there were the American Association clubs, so it's. I'm sure the fun is still there and things are still the same. Just everything, just the design. It looks different. The neighborhood it blends into the neighborhood. Local food. We talk about connecting the neighborhood. It's a green ballpark. They collect rainwater to generate the flushes in the bathroom. The electricity. They also encourage people to recycle their waste in certain spots. I mean, the fun promotions, the cheap tickets. I was there, I think, right before July 4th. They had everybody come out to the field for a food truck night. I mean, it was unheard of. It was like the anti-disco demolition. They have these wacky characters that entertain fans throughout the game that I think, have a background in theater. It's just a different type of environment there. Pre-game concerts, somebody playing the guitar and the trombone, parade style music. It's truly. If I tell people to see a Saints game or a Twins game, I may tell them to go see a Saints game. That's how much I like this ballpark. And easy to get to by car, easy to get to by mass transit. We talk about downtown ballparks that have great access. You're right off the interstate because you can see it beyond the outfield walls. So this might be a place that hits the high marks for a neighborhood ballpark. And if it was up to me, when I review this, it would have got a perfect score. That's how much this ballpark is amazing. A perfect score. And I think it's probably one of the perfect ballparks out there. You guys are going to love it.
Can't wait. July 30th is our plan to be in the Twin Cities once again. Can't wait. So there is our rundown of the 20 International League ballparks. If you agree with us, disagree, comment on the comment below the videos on our YouTube page. Go to or follow us on social media. He tried to say, and leave your comments there. Comment on our website, stadiumjourney.com.
It's easy for you to say.
All the reviews are there. Yeah, and I am a professional at this, not at podcasting, but talking. So that's where we're going to wrap it up tonight. Thanks for sticking with us through the entire countdown of 20. Always takes us a while. These are always fun to do. I enjoy doing these. So, Dave, where can our listeners follow you after the podcast?
Twitter and Instagram at Profan9. Significant dates in life. So February 29th, 2020, which I whined about for about 2 years because that was the last time I had been to a game. I went and saw the Rochester Nighthawks. Well, it's still the last time that I crossed the border to see a game in the States. And that's going to change.
That's
so May 21st, 22nd weekend, which is long weekend up here. So my son and I are heading down to get some Cincinnati chili and to see FC Cincinnati, which is a new home for us. We have not yet seen it.
You'll have fun.
Then on the way back, we're going to stop in Cleveland because, I say that I saw the Cleveland Indians, but I don't count the Cleveland Guardians. So we're going to stop and see the Cleveland Guardians at Progressive Field. And then a little bit of research really, really helped me out with this. On the way home from Cleveland, we will go through Erie, Pennsylvania. And in Erie, Pennsylvania, they have a Primanti Brothers. So this is going to be like the super nostalgic trip or whatever. We'll probably hit some Skyline Chili in Cincinnati. We might eat at the Winking Lizard in Cleveland, and then hit up Primanti Brothers before crossing the border home. So
and then get an insulin shot when you get home.
You should go to Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati if you can, the original location, if you have time.
Well, we'll have to see. Yeah. But you can follow that at ProFan9.
Dan, how about yourself? Where can our listeners follow you online?
Dan Law 83.
Dan Law 83.
Sixers must not be doing well.
Whatever gave you that idea?
That look on your face. It's the same one when I just checked the Bruins score. So,
well, that's what I'm watching that to feel better.
And hey, a big congratulations again to Mrs. Dan Law 83. Is she changing her her Twitter handle to Mrs. Dan Law 83?
She's taking your Twitter handle.
Let's see the ring.
No, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Mark, where's yours?
I have a little bit of some kind of a nickel infection here, so I took it off to heal. So
that was pretty good. Where's your ring? As he's not wearing one.
Yeah, no, you're right. I had a feeling somebody would say that.
Mark, where can our listeners follow your stadium journeys?
You can go on YouTube. Go to Ballpark Hunter. Subscribe. I have some great new videos coming up, including ones from Columbus, the Columbus Clippers, and Ohio State baseball. Those should be up pretty soon, if not next week. So stay tuned for that. And you can see why I think Columbus is one of the best ballparks in the International League. If not, follow me on Twitter at Ballpark Hunter, Instagram, and what's that thing called? TikTok. Yeah, I'm doing some TikTok videos. Nothing creative like you see the hot trendsetters are doing, but I'm learning. So stick around.
Maybe like that Allstate Mayhem commercial doing the dance, and the guy crashes the car looking at him like, "What the hell?"
I tell you, it's it's weird when you're getting feedback from TikTok. Oh yeah, I like your videos. So we'll see where it goes.
You got any travels coming up, Mark?
I just did 3 venues in one day, so I'm going to take a little break. I'll probably go somewhere. I can't think of a place right now. I know nothing too exciting. There's a Catholic high school that has a very large high school baseball field. I'm going to go there next Monday to see what that's all about. And I did talk to a commissioner from one of the collegiate baseball leagues. I said, hey, there's a ballpark you want to check out. So I gave him the information, and he seemed excited about it. So who knows if I'll get a finder's feed if anything works out. But yeah, summer's coming up for me. I have 2 more weeks of school, and after that, I head to Texas, June 10th to the 17th. So I have some places to visit there, and who knows? Maybe I'll take a day trip somewhere. Check out a ballpark that I haven't been to in a while, like Louisville, which, that'll be on my docket sometime soon.
All right. And our listeners can follow all that at Ballpark Hunter. And my stadium journeys, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I am not on TikTok. I'm at Puckman. You won't find me dance. Although, you know what? You might get a lot of good goofy hits watching me dance. Or blow my knee trying to dance. You can follow me at Puckman RI. Trips coming up, like you, Mark. I did 3 trips this weekend. Did Fenway Park, did Gillette Stadium, and did Dartmouth baseball. So it's time for a rest. But you know what? Really, there is no rest for us. It's ballpark addicts, as Davis called us. What do I got planned the next couple of weeks? I think I got a couple of trips up to Polar Park. including next weekend. We're really excited. We've got the granddaughter staying over this weekend, and we're going to take her up to her first Woo Sox game. So that's going to be fun. And we're not sure about this weekend because my plans got changed, but I think we are still going to hit up the first game for the Connecticut Sun this Saturday at the Mohegan Sun Arena. So, like I said, you can follow me at PuckmanRI. And if you like what you watched here, you can find all of our stadium reviews, news items, and other feature stories on our website, stadiumjourney.com. Connect with us on our social media channels. You can find us at Stadium Journey. Audio versions of the Stadium Journey podcast can be found. Just search HIAC Talk Radio Network wherever you look for your favorite podcast. Video simulcasts can be found on Stadium Journey's YouTube page, and our classic back catalog can still be found at vocnation.com. And we stream live every other Tuesday night at 7 Eastern at danlaw.tv. Thanks to everyone who joined us tonight and stuck through with us till the end. We appreciate you very much. And in 2 weeks, we'll be back. That'll put us at May 24th. For those of you who are watching this at a later date, we will be joined by Tim Capper. Dave, is that right?
Yep.
All
Tim
right,
Capper.
Tim Capper will be joining us. We're going to be discussing the question that's on everybody's mind these days, and that is, can any other football league besides the NFL possibly survive? I had a good discussion about this with some random person on Twitter. Again, thanks everyone for your support. Time for us to sign off. Dan's got a honeymoon to go to. For Dan, for Mark, and for Dave, this is Paul wishing you all safe journeys and close games. Hope to see you on the road real soon. Be safe out there.